You remember my name, that's sweet. Sweet isn't a word that people often use to describe Maddie. As a kind of remark would say it's more about a person talking than a person they're talking about. Of course I did. You're interesting. Doesn't that describe everyone who walks through your doors, though? Absolutely not. Especially not the way you are. Some people would take offence in that. Your boss was very different to mine. Well, my old boss, I guess. I'm my own boss now, actually. Maddie thinks she can make it all her own. She might just turn out to be right. Apologies. Your approach to hospitality work is very different from what I'm used to, is what I'm trying to say. Figures. Where'd you work? I just some dive bar overseas. Rated high with scum and villainy. The owner would never have shut up about treating every client like royalty. Sounds like a pain in the arse if you ask me. I'm not asking actually, but I appreciate the sentiment nonetheless. So, can I get you anything? Surprise me. You'd like me to pick you? You'd like me to pick you something? Yeah. Might I ask you a couple of questions? Are they related to drink? Yep. Shoot. Okay. What's your favourite white wine? You're not making me a wine cocktail, are you? No. Perhaps with a glass of Marsanne every now and then. Fancy. Next question. Are you read a star chart? Like an astrology? No. Why? I don't put any stock in mysticism. She says in a bar for the undead. Hey, this place isn't mystical. To some people, this place seems otherworldly. For others, this is just a world we live in. It's built out of hard facts. Just don't know more yet. Alright, fair enough. Last question. You're walking in the shadows of an ocean that seems to go on in the distance forever. You can't see any land aside from the sand under your feet. Whenever you step forward, the sand sinks just a little bit. As far as you can see, there's no way to escape. Drowning is the only possible outcome. What do you do? Well, I feel like you're about to pull out a Voight-Kampff machine or something. It's obviously some sort of a test. I run, I swim, I dive when I can. Eventually, if I drown, so be it. There's nowhere else to go, no point in sitting around and waiting for starvation or sharks or something to save me. I have to take action. Interesting. So what's the verdict? Samantha didn't get a response. Maddie's eyes had glazed over as soon as she'd answered the last question, and now she stood perfectly still, gazing intensely with rows and rows of dusty bottles lining with dustier shelves. Her lips moved, but no words came out. As Samantha watched, a flask of red liquid twitched, seemingly of its own accord. Maddie craned her neck up and looked at it and scowled. In response, a smaller bottle next to first, surely only big enough to hold a few drops of drink, began to glow. Her scowl shifted to a wry smile. Please, you don't need to open anything new on my account. Gotcha. Your answers were interesting. Coming from some people, that might sound like a non-committal remark, but coming from Maddie might be the most effusive praise you can ever get. So are your questions. She's having a little trouble figuring out how they relate to each other, though. Oh, is that important? I'll try to maintain a vague hope that maybe one day things might make sense. And until then, I'll try to go with the flow, of course. So we're trying to psychoanalyse you there. Try? Do you think you failed? No. What's the verdict then? Well, for one, you intend to accept things as you see them. You don't try to interpret things based on unrelated frameworks of thought patterns. That said, you do try to make sense of a connection between things when you can. Maddie's pretty sure she has all the pieces. She's found putting all the pieces together requires a bit more effort. It's still no big deal if you don't. It's marked as an unknown variable and move on. That leads me to an intensely pragmatic approach. Would you agree? I suppose. You're the sort who doesn't buy drinks to enjoy them. You buy them as camouflage. If you experience pretending to be something you're not in order to blend in, you might develop a talent for recognising when others are trying to do the same. To hide your face behind. To protect the veneer of being untouchable while you watch. Watch what? Everything, I suppose. Take everything in the same way I do. Just saying when I'm attentive. But I don't worry how instantly understanding how things are interconnected. Because you're confident that eventually you'll understand it anyway. How do you think of that? You've been watching my hands this whole time. Yeah, weird. To watch an attractive bartender mixing a very fancy looking cocktail. To appreciate a craft. No, but given how interested you are in what my hands are doing, I'd wager you got some experience in my field. So, are you really just bad at picking up on what you're being flirted with, or...? Right. It's fine, sweetie. In fact, it's pretty cute. I meant in alchemy. The field of alchemy. I'm sure you're very accomplished in alchemy. I'll just take the drink. Shit. This is real good. Yeah. Too good to ignore, yeah. It's smoky but bittersweet and... It's a contrast with the bitters that really make you appreciate the sweetness. Was it the way around? It's making me feel like I'm reaching the end of something. Like I got a lump in my throat of saying goodbye. I can't quite tap into that feeling. Like, what do you even put in this? Mezcal? Artichoke bitters? Cold hard bitters? And a slice of gorilla lime. Gorilla lime? That can't be a real thing. It's just hard to acquire. Cool that because you bite into one feels like you got punched by a gorilla. Physically? No, emotionally. Makes sense. I am not a wizard. Prove it. That guy, the boss you mentioned? Yeah. He got to you? I'm sorry? Does he treat you well? Yeah. To a fault, actually. Past the point where it's rational for him to still be nice to me. Every time he accused Che of being rational, that doesn't stop him from trying to be the voice of reason. Good. Actually, I'm sorry, that reminds me, I have to dash. Gotta set up a work project to finish before the sun comes up. Maddie rarely engages in careless shenanigans. If she's up to something, you best be on your guard. But without you here, who will enable my latent alcoholism? You just reach over a bar and grab a gin. Tonics in my bar fridge. Will do. Come back soon, though. I'd love to discuss alchemy with you some more. Catch you later. Wait, one last thing. What was the meaning behind the question about what wine I like? Oh. I was just curious. That's the last one, I reckon. Does it have magic caps in it? I think so. You just call them caps, you know. We're built for something different. I refuse to use non-specific language. Uh-huh. Yeah, being here. Okay, what about the thing? Have to be a little bit more... Oh, you know. The thing. Sparkly thing. Actually, I like having friends who can understand her without even... understand her when she fails to be specific. Electric. Sweetie, how long have you been awake? It's better for you if you don't know, I think. Do you mean the voltage regulator? That's the one. Good job. It's in one of our other boxes. I don't think we needed another one though. Are you kidding? The last one never melted. It's a good thing I have an extremely thick metal arm, otherwise I'd be badly injured. Ash's metal arm is a point of pride. She wouldn't trade it for anything, not even the arm that's replaced. Yeah, thank goodness. Is there anything missing? I shall check. Need some espresso? I think I'll literally dive out of anymore. That must really mature of you. Nice job. Yeah, whatever. You can give me some chocolate if you want. Don't tell Ashley, but chocolate has trace amounts of caffeine. At least it's not more than espresso. Sure thing. Back in a moment. Oh, hey dude. Where you been? Hey. Just chilling. Not too much to do when you're waiting to die. Hey! Go on, Cooper. I know you're hiding down there somewhere. Hold this, will ya? Did Ned really say that? Yeah. Do you believe it? I'm not sure. But it's not a lie. The most dangerous lies are ones we tell ourselves. But it's not the whole truth either. And I don't quite have time to untangle it for you. Man is the sort of person to weave tangled webs without too much consideration for who's having to untangle them. I've got a hungry teenager downstairs and a summoning ritual to complete. Which is part of this too. Don't you take that judgy tone with me. Hey, far be it from me to mobilise at you. Getting a lot of that these days, mate. I'm just trying to keep everyone happy. Tough gig. I'll say. Oh wait, now you can solder these two wires. No, not those ones. Bloody hell! Who programmed you? Bet she's a jerk. Very intelligent, but very bad programmer. Actually, learned how to program exactly the minimum amount of needs, and not one iota more. You're talking about yourself, right? Ah! Wow, you really are it, huh? Where did you even pull this from? Leg holster. You aren't wearing any holster. Arm holster. You prosthetic? Whole 6 million knives. Don't question me on this. I'm the expert here. Hey, need a hand? Dude, you should check yourself before fucking wreck yourself. No, that's not what I meant. Yeah. I guess you can help. Christ, what's you need? What are you even doing? Only mentioned the summoning circle? That's not like that. You wanted to live forever? I'd trade that for just having a second chance, honestly. Well, grab me that box, please. You can't just leave that hanging like that. Watch me. While you watch me leave you hanging, you can go get my box. Thank you. Yeah, so, this is really heavy. What's even in here? 100 metres of heavy gauge copper cable. In a basement full of magic items, there's a couple I might be most in danger of being stolen. It's easy to flip at least. bunch of capacitors, and I'm going to wire together soon. Some various bits and bobs. I would definitely explain the weight. Oh, there's also a bunch of clamps. That's what you need. Validation! Chocolate! Coffee. A school system that doesn't punish me for having weird and niche interests. I mean, communism! Actually, it's a real party girl. Do you think I can get you communism, Solway? And isn't Maddie already getting you a chocolate? You're a terrible comrade, Kishan. If I wasn't close to hitting the LD50 of caffeine, I'd ask you some coffee. What you can do right now is give me that sweet validation. Okay. Yo, real thumbs up. Come on, human. I don't know what sort of validation you want. I feel like I'm stuck in a loop of trying things which are inevitably going to fail. I don't know how much of it is my fault for not being good enough to a monumentally difficult task. I'm used to being effortlessly good at things, but I feel like my brain is full of bees of this one. And can I deal with failure? Don't think I can. I'm not equipped for failure. My entire perception of myself isn't as I'm good at things. I'm gifted and talented, incredibly a failure. I'm going to let people down at that vital moment. At that vital moment. If I just sit here, paralysed, and I've actually know that a lot of this is pressure being on me by my hardware self. Maddie and I, well, we tried this already, and we failed pretty badly. It was a disaster. Actually, of all people to cause something a disaster, it must have been a real catastrophe. Can't understand how badly it turned out. So, you know, the prep I'm doing? Is this enough? Do we learn enough to do it properly? Numbers and formulas and hard science are good, but I can't take your feeling and I'm going to screw it up for everyone. I'm so afraid of letting Maddie down. There are a few things that we fear more than disappointment, and disappointing the people we love the most. That's how it's shit, mate. You reckon? Funny, yeah. I don't know what to say, except that I don't think Maddie would ever feel let down by you. I know I've only been here for 2 days, but Owen and Chase seem to really care about you. And I'm sure that extends to accepting you for who you are, limitations and all. But honestly, I think you give a pretty strong vibe of not giving a shit about your limitations. We'd indiscriminately power through them with some sort of raw caffeine-fueled fury. Anyway, you're immensely powerful and I'm terrified of you. Fair enough. I never was really super smart or gifted. Sometimes the people who think they're not gifted was never made aware of their gifts. Just floated through schoolwork and never focused on anything except having a good time. You can definitely imagine the sort of pressure you have on you, especially given how big this task is. Yeah. So while I can't say for sure this thing is going to be easy or even successful, in the terminal it can feel like nothing is easy. Even Sunday mornings come better instead of trials and tribulations. I do think it's important you work on giving yourself a break in the weight of your own expectations. It's not an easy thing, I'm sure. But my boyfriend is similar. He's very hard on himself when he feels like he's letting himself down. So it doesn't go away? I don't think so. I just think it gets easier to deal with as soon as you learn to be more empathetic to yourself. Self-forgiveness and all that. It's often hardest to forgive someone when you are made aware of their flaws. It took him a good few years to even begin to be able to deal with his self-imposed shame. I guess I can try that. You can try that. Or you can continue feeling super bad about yourself all the time. If you put it like that. Right? I hate how rational you sound. I know, I'm disgusted at myself as well. I think we'll save it with Maddie coming downstairs, shall we? So until then, thanks for watching, have a wonderful day. Bye bye.